I would like to welcome everyone and thank you for coming. The Salem Middle School is proud to have you attend our National Junior Honor Society induction ceremony. The first National Junior Honor Society chapter charter was granted to Webster Grove High School in Webster Grove, Missouri in December of 1929. Since that date, thousands of schools throughout the nation have organized chapters of National Junior Honor Society. Our own charter was granted in February of 1984. Each chapter of the National Junior Honor Society is fundamentally a school organization operating under national guidelines. Junior high or middle school chapters agree to submit and operate under a constitution approved at the national headquarters. Membership standards and other basic guidelines are closely regulated by the Constitution. The National Council has stressed the importance of local chapters exercising the initiative, resourcefulness, and ingenuity, guided mainly by the spirit of their own Constitution. It is my pleasure to introduce our council. I, Sydney Burton, am president, along with Maddie Akers as vice president, and other members, Flora Wade, Callie Conmar, Audrey Hickey, and Xander Bowling. Miss Terrell, our former assistant principal, was the Cubs chapter's first advisor and is an honorary member. Charles Hunt, retired principal, is also an honorary member. Our president advisor is Amy Abner. The National Junior Honor Society flourishes on the ideals of scholarship, citizenship, service, leadership, and character. The remarkable achievements of both individual members and chapters have served to increase in prestige and influence of the society. Membership in the middle school club chapters have been attained by an effective demonstration of the 5 qualities esteemed by society. 5 of our members will review these qualities for the candidates. Please welcome Flora Wade in the lighting of the scholarship candle.
Thank you, Sydney. The light of the gold candle signifies the gold of wisdom. Just as the glow of this candle widens the circle of light, every additional bit of information enlarges the horizons of one's world. Scholarship, it has been said, is the power that eliminates ignorance, superstition, and fear. Scholarship teaches us the past so that we may anticipate our future. Woodrow Wilson once said, "The educated man is to be discovered by his point of view, by temper of his mind, and by his attitude towards life and his fair way of thinking. He can discriminate, he can combine ideas, and perceive whether they lead. He has insight and comprehension. His mind is a practiced instrument of application." Although much more can be said, we should realize that the values gained from our education repay us 1,000-fold for the time spent in obtaining our education. Scholarship is an important ingredient for a member of the National Junior Honor Society. Please welcome Xander Bowling in the lighting of the citizenship candle.
The flame from this candle represents citizenship. I like to think it was taken from the colors of our country. Our citizenship implies the unity of purpose and unselfishness in striving for the common good. We may remember the strength of Nathan Hale's "I regret that I have but one life to give for my country." It is in school that we learn the principles of citizenship and to love our country. It is in school that we learn of those before us who have served this country as well. Each of us here must accept the challenge of citizenship. Now, please welcome our Vice President, Maddie Akers, in the lighting of the service candle.
The light from the red candle represents the unselfish courage that gives service to our country, school, and community. Those who serve others are repaid with satisfaction and a feeling of goodwill that comes from within. Service actually begins with the way we treat each other. The small courtesies of "excuse me" and "thank you" are related to the idea of service because they build goodwill and friendship. With this goodwill, our ability to serve expands. Then we may be able to do more for others. Begin now to practice these small principles of service. You and your classmates will be richer for it. Please welcome Audrey Hickey in the lighting of the leadership candle.
Leadership is represented by the royal color of purple. Leadership, in order to benefit mankind, must proceed from unselfish motives. It requires a constant denial of self, a genuine affection for others, and the ability to begin and complete a job. Leadership in school is demonstrated in many ways. It may mean holding an office in a school club, participating in a band or on a team, or by standing up for a principle you know to be right. Not all leaders hold office, but usually they do the right thing and they lead by their every action. Today, there is an increasing demand for ethical leadership in every field of endeavor. Good leaders are needed in government, industry, education, religion, and business. Each of us is challenged by the responsibility of leadership. Please welcome Callie Carmeyer in the lighting of the character candle.
The green candle and its light, combined with the light from the other candles, represent growth. Each of us here must grow in character. Character is really what we are. It combines our attitudes regarding scholarship, citizenship, service, and leadership into action. Our actions then reflect who we are by what we do. This is character. Each person here must work toward the many qualities embodied in character: honesty, cooperation, courtesy, fair play, and self-sacrifice are but a few. It is the force of character that echoes strength.
Five candles representing scholarship, citizenship, service, leadership, and character have now been lit. Each has its place in the life of a student, but as we see, each light is small and flickering by itself. It needs the others to give off a full, rich flame. Will the new members please come forward and your name is called to receive your membership certificates. Carson Albertson. Ian Beister. Madeline Brown. Kai Calvin. Paisley Chastain. Lauren Clodfelter. Peyton Cook. Chrislyn Davidson. Allie Doyle. Abigail Elliott. Addison Feist. Annabelle Fleming. Zachary Gibbs. Hunter Hassick. Caden Romero Hembry. Kinley Howie. Landon Irwin. Molly Lang. Micaiah Mather. Whitley McCreary. Jordan Pham. Kelsey Cease. Chloe Snyder. Gunnar Walton. And Donovan Zinser. Will all new members please stand and repeat after me? Raise your right hand. I pledge to myself to uphold the high purposes of the National Junior Honor Society, to which I have been elected, striving in every way, by word and deed, to make its ideal the ideals of my school and of my life. Please be seated. New members, please make sure to sign the membership book before you leave. Please welcome Flora Wade in the reading of her speech about 8th grade memories.
In time, I've come to understand that the struggles we go through on a daily basis help us become who we are today. What do you see when you look back over these past 3 years at SMS? Crowded hallways, shoulder-to-shoulder conversations in Cheddar Depot, a multitude of instruments surrounding you while preparing for a band concert. Understand that these scenarios are actual memories we all lived. Whether or not we share the same opinions, we can all recall a certain echo of what we used to be and how that shaped us into who we are now. In 6th grade, we started to gain independence. For example, the freedom to walk to Cheddar Depot before games. Right now, that doesn't seem like a big deal, but for the majority of us in 6th grade, that was an important path. I enjoyed those walks, and like many of you, I joined a team. The first volleyball game was intimidating, or a football game you didn't think you were ready for. Cheddar's was always a main hangout spot for those preparations. From those walks, from those teams, we created our closest friendships. Maybe some of you never got that experience. It was the, where in the world am I going to sit for lunch? Thinking back on that, I don't feel the same anxiety, nor do I have the same attitude for school. We all had a different experience. 7th grade can remind us of the annoying arrows in the hallway during COVID. Those arrows were telling us to go back and forth, this way and that way, more structure, and more rules. This wasn't what we expected. It's like we didn't have a say on where we wanted to go. For many of us, we didn't have a path, and for some of us, we had a plan on what to do. Whichever path you take a piece of advice that Ms. Spalding always gives us. It's on you to get you where you want to be. We have slowly taken the struggles of middle school and shaped ourselves. I challenge us to continue to stand out and be a different class by making our own path towards success, however that's defined. We got to do that in 8th grade. We created our own arrows. We were asked about our future and we strived to complete it with a hope of perpetual fulfillment. It's the small situations and memories that keep us going throughout the day. When that drive is gone, and when we don't have that hope, that never repels the fact that we have SMS staff and students who are always rooting for us. The continued support throughout our years in middle school will never be forgotten. 8th grade, we are here today because we are closing the doors on our middle school career. We have the option to decide our own arrows. When everyone is walking in the same direction, sprint towards the place you want to go. The world is going to trick you into thinking everyone else's way is better than yours. In reality, choose the best possible way for you. François de la Rochefoucauld once said, "We are so accustomed to disguising ourselves to others that in the end, we become disguised to ourselves." In a short time, our hallways will belong to the next 8th grade class. Class of 2026, it is finished.
What does it mean to be a leader? Many people tend to think that being a leader means telling people what to do. What leading really means is showing people how to do things right by being a good example. People will look up to you, so when they see what you are doing, they will follow in your footsteps. Being 8th graders, we are called to be leaders. The 7th and 6th graders look up to us because we are older than them. That means we should be more mature and show them the correct way to behave. When being a leader, it is important to notice the ways we are leading. A leader can either make or break their group that they are in charge of. If a group is led poorly, everything could fall apart. That is why we need to make our choices carefully. Leaders should help those around them to make them better. John Quincy Adams once said, "If your actions inspire others to dream more, learn more, do more, and become more, you are a leader." He's saying that leaders shouldn't break people down. They should build them up to become the best person that they can be. I have experience being a leader on the court of volleyball, basketball, and tennis. It doesn't matter where you are to determine whether you can be a leader or not. I am a leader in my sports, in the classroom, and outside of school. Sometimes you may have to step up even when no one else does. A leader has to have confidence and be selfless. Without these qualities, you will never be a true leader. I know that when someone is trying to help me and they know what they are talking about, I want to listen to them. Never tell anyone what to do if you don't understand it yourself or are not willing to do it. Michael Jordan was a leader for his basketball team. He knew how to lead because he knew what he was talking about, and he himself did what he told others to do. Leadership has a price. I pushed people when they didn't want to be pushed. I challenged people when they didn't want to be challenged. But I'd never asked them to do something that I wasn't willing to do myself. Michael Jordan. What are you going to be in the future? Does that future require you to be a leader? If so, leading comes with a lot of responsibility. For example, Joshua was a leader in the Bible. He was the leader of the Israelites and led them into their promised land. He was courageous and strong in the Lord. He followed God so that he could lead others. He was strong in his faith, humble, and did everything he could to help others. Joshua and the Israelites marched around the wall of Jericho every day for 6 days, then walked around the wall 7 times on the 7th day and blew their horns. When that was done, the wall came tumbling down. Because of his trust in God and having courage and strength, he led the Israelites to victory, claiming the rightful promised land. Joshua wrote, "Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for the Lord your God is with you wherever you go." Joshua 1:9. Leaders don't just have to do everything on their own. You can trust others and get help from them. Don't be afraid to ask for help. We all have a choice, so choose it wisely. Are you going to be a leader or are you going to be a follower? In the words of Enola Holmes, the future is up to us.
Right, you have to pledge yourselves to maintain the high purposes of the National Junior Honor Society. May it bring to you and others an inspiration to go forward to greater achievements in the future. To the new membership, you guys have some big footsteps to follow with these guys. These guys have done a great job, and you guys got to live up to their recognition of being a leader. As Sydney said many times, you know, you guys got to lead by example. When stand up when someone's not doing what's right. And it's not always what's in favor of what's going on, but sometimes you have to step. And you guys are going to be held to high expectations as you are seen as leaders of this building now. And again, you're going to be fulfilling these guys' footsteps and keeping our legacy going that's been going on for many, many years. And I think I need to remind you guys to sign a book, correct?
You're going to line up right here.
Yep. You guys line up right here to sign the book. And that concludes our program for the day. And I'd like to welcome and congratulate the new members of the Salem Middle School NJHS.